Positive news here. This was Australia just 10 days ago. We'd been showing both ground shots of the blaze and the satellite fire returns. But then the drought began to break as a line of rainstorms crossed the entire fire area. And while the situation is far from over, it did beat back the blaze to where the firefighters are now gaining the upper hand up and down the coastline. And folks, in the next 36 hours, they're due to get even more rain in the fire zone. Let the sky open up for them. Bit of a different disaster in Africa. Centered in Kenya, we find the worst locust swarms in 25 years, with the largest swarm measuring 37 by 25 miles, which is almost 1,000 square miles, which is one heck of a locust swarm. Lastly, on the Earth stories, we go to North America. Blizzard pounding the Midwest has shut down airports and highways, but not before tossing some trucks and a few airplanes off the pavement. It is a step below the blizzard pounding Newfoundland and Labrador, however. Their capital, St. John's here, had to declare emergency conditions. We're going to go next to some plasma astrophysics. The New Jersey Institute of Technology's space weather team is all in. They've got a suite of solar physicists and observatory tools, and in using microwave emission of the corona to study the magnetic fields of the sun during the great 2017 uptick, they found that the greatest of those solar flares was in fact triggered when the magnetic field structure became unstable, and the electric field surged to incredible power that energized the surrounding plasma to the equivalent of 1 billion degrees. That was in the solar flare and coronal mass ejection. FYI, the microwave instrument is tops on Earth, and it's basically a plasma astrophysicist dream suite. Now from plasma astrophysics to plasma cosmology, and we're going with the smallest component, the particle physics. To review